am still 20 miles away from the front gate of Glacier National Park, and to be very honest, the drive is quite boring. There isn't anything particularly nice to see, especially since I just saw it yesterday. So by today, I could use a little change. So I was passing a sign for a dam, and I just pulled off, and there's nobody around, and the sign does not say how far down into this national forest the dam is. So I have no idea how long I could be driving, but I'm probably going to turn around. But I did happen to see this nice, lovely river. So there are actually a lot of dams here, and a couple of them are supposed to be really good, but they're kind of far out of the way, so I didn't think that I would actually go to see any of them, and this one wasn't even on my radar, so I'm not sure about this one. But the view is so pretty. The water is gorgeous in the sunlight, and I love it that there's no one else here. Okay, I'm going to turn around now. I'm still about 20 miles out, but I saw a sign for Hungry Horse Dam, and the latest sign said it was about 4 miles away, so I'm taking a little detour. These roads are rough. Okay, so I'm not quite at the dam yet, but I found Lion Lake, and just making my way down. So I'm in the picnic area. There's things in the bushes next to me. It's a bird. These are actually kind of nice picnic areas. I've never seen a picnic area that actually has a barbecue grill with the table. It's pretty. It's just a nice still lake. Okay. On my way again. Oh my gosh, so I pulled off to look at this lake, which I did for about 3 minutes, and then I go to leave, and there's a do not enter sign, so you cannot turn around and just pull right back out the way you came in. So the only way to do is to go straight, and there is no road, so it's just dirt and really huge rocks and a ton of potholes. This is not a maintained road, and I have been driving on it for at least 15 minutes, and I have no idea when it's going to end. And I am in a compact rental car that is not made for off-roading, but off-roading I am. I am really hoping that eventually it just leads me right out. Oh my gosh, this is making me really nervous. I am backing up now. I'm going to try to turn around and go back the way that I came, but I have been driving for a really long time. There's all these campers that just look old and broken down. It doesn't look like anyone's in them. And this definitely doesn't look like a place you could camp or live, maybe hide out if you're a fugitive. So this looks like someplace you get stuck in a horror movie. So I'm going to try to turn around and try to backtrack. Note, if you are in Montana and you see a sign for a dam and or a lake, and you decide, oh, I'm going to stop and take a look, don't do it. Don't do it. Turn around, go the other direction. Don't do it. is really late. It's almost 1 p.m. So I am in Apgard Village. I am going to check with the Back County office to get my itinerary so that I can see everything that I came to see, and I am also going to rent some bear spray. Hopefully. I'm hoping that I don't have to have it back in just a few hours when they close. I'm a little disappointed because I'm not going to be able to rent any bear spray. The line was just too long, which means I'm not going to be able to get off the main road or to do any hiking. So I'm stuck to only the things that I can see on the road, which is a little bit heartbreaking, which means I can't get to the huckleberries. And I will be able to see, there is one lookout point that has 2 glaciers, but again, I'll only be able to see it from the road. So I'm really disappointed about that, and it seems like getting back on the Going to the Sun road and just redoing the first half that I did yesterday, because it's getting kind of late in the day, that seems like I wish I could spend that time in a better way than just redoing a path that I did yesterday. But that is the only road that goes to the park, so I don't really have any other choice. And to get to see the only glaciers that I can see, I have to go about 30 minutes further than what I got on the road yesterday. So I don't have any real choice with that either. And even if I wanted to hike it to get to the glacier, the soonest point is an 8-mile hike each direction, which again I don't have bear spray for, and then it would be dark by the time before I could get all the way out there and all the way back. So I've learned some valuable lessons on this trip. I think next time I would get checked bags. I would camp within the park. I didn't camp in the park this time because they were completely booked. Everything was booked solid, and they have everything shut down except for one campground. So the one campground was booked solid, so I had to stay quite a distance, and all of the going back and forth is really exhausting, and it doesn't make things very easy. So I think next time I would just wait until I could get a campground in the park, and then I would definitely check bags, and I would bring bear spray with me, so that I don't have to worry. Like yesterday I couldn't get it because the office was closed, and then today I can't get it because the line is too long. However, if I would have brought it with me, that wouldn't have been a problem. So all good things to know for next time. I made it to the point where I was yesterday. This is the exact spot where I stopped to turn around on Going to the Sun Road. It's very busy right now, so my plan is to go all the way down to the end without stopping, and then on the way back is when I'm going to stop and pull off and look at everything that I've missed this second half, which I wish I would have done yesterday. If I would have done that yesterday, and that's my advice to anyone coming in the future, is to go really early. Get here at like 5:30 or 6 in the morning, and then don't stop and go all the way down, and then when you get to the end and you have to turn around and go the other direction, stop and see everything you want to see on the way back, so that you don't run out of time like I did yesterday and then have to redo it. Okay, so I made it all the way to the end of Going to the Sun Road, and I have turned around, and this is the first stop that I'm getting out of the car. By now I've been driving for about 4.5 hours to get to this point, so it takes a really long time. But I'm very excited because I have finally reached the glacier. So to my left is Jackson Glacier, which I will show you in just a minute. It's very busy up there, so I wanted to come down into the trail to tell you a little bit about the glacier before I go up. So there are currently 26 active glaciers in the park. For a glacier to be considered active, it has to be moving, no matter how slowly it is moving, and there used to be a ton, and there's only now 26. And Jackson Glacier used to occupy several hundred acres, and now I want to say it occupies about 187 acres. So it is shrinking dramatically, and there are a lot of glaciers that, again, they have shrunken so much that they just can't move, and they are no longer active, and soon they just won't be here at all. So conservation is just so important, and I know there's a lot of controversy about global warming and what is causing things like glaciers to melt. And while I think that the reason behind it is very important, I think what's more important is just acknowledge that it is happening, and it's really impactful for me to be here in person and to actually see it and to see the space it used to occupy and to see where it is now. So I'm going to walk up and show you guys, and hopefully this will have some meaning to you as well. Okay, and all this time later, here is Jackson Glacier. So from a distance, it just kind of looks like snow, and it's a little hard to distinguish, but this is it. We left there. Okay. Time to move on. It is 5 p.m. and I am just pulling out of the park. On the entire drive back through the Going to the Sun road, it was so crowded that I only got to stop at one lookout, which is the Glacier, Jackson Glacier, and I didn't get to stop at any other stops, and there are so many stops, and it was very crowded. So I just drove. I just kept driving, and I have been driving since breakfast time, and my whole body aches. It is very tiring to drive so much. So I have about 35 miles to get back to my hotel, which takes about an hour because the speed limit is very slow in some parts. The speed limit right now is 15, so we're barely crawling along. I'm going to get back into town and then have some dinner, and this is it for my Glacier National Park portion of the trip. I have different plans for tomorrow, and